Hello and welcome back to some more mission building, this time the OPFOR side. Although technically they're blue 4, but they're the opposing force, so they're both. Fuck yeah. Made a small decision last night to change the helo loadout to touch. So this way, with only 2 ATGMs each, that means they have to be really selective about what they shoot. And the ASRAMs give them a little bit more anti-air capability, and I've decided I'm going to have quite a few air assets in this mission for the Russians. Because, you know, what's more fun than a dogfight in a helo? Very little, I think you'll agree. Because of the potential for air, I have no earthly idea where helos might go in this AO. I'm thinking I may also give the gunnery crew a crate full of stingers, just in case they come a bit too far and just start trying to kill everything. Probably won't be an issue, but you never know. If nothing else, it gives me the option to do something interesting with it. And essentially threaten them directly and make them actually use them. Again, chem lights just on the off chance something goes wrong. And you get the default contents as well as what I put in. They're only going to get useless chem lights. So, stingers I suppose. And nothing sort of more modern is there. It's only Strels and Iglas. There's also the Titans, I suppose. Do Titan AAs get fixed, countered by countermeasures, I wonder? I honestly can't remember. Just in case, I want to make sure that they can be beaten by countermeasures, so I'll just make them stingers and call it a day. They can have 3 each at maximum. I'll just give them a note in the briefing to say that there's a small crate near where they spawn. Is that essentially north? Right. Yeah, I think that was all the changes I decided to make. They just have the standard stuff. Yeah, okay. Right. Now, on to making the more fun parts, which is the shit that's going to blow up and kill everybody. Do I want it there or up there for a little bit extra height? I think a little bit further down is probably better. So I want walls, military, H barrier 5 block. Probably 5s and a 3. Yeah, that should make for a nice little tank fighting position. Blue 4 is going to take a while to remember. Hopefully it won't be too confusing in mission. I'll write it down for myself anyway. Tanks T-72. Yes, okay, that's a good size. Everything else in there will be able to fit in there quite nicely. But before I do anything else, I need to make damn sure that the artillery will actually kill them. So shall I put a marker down at the precise spot it's at? Alright, within a metre or so. Close enough, fuck you. Yeah, alright. I reckon that probably works against tanks. That is my my last problem completely solved. Well, my last doubt, I should say. So if the artillery can destroy everything, that means the helo is useful but not essential. And the helo can destroy everything, so the artillery is not essential. Though I'd prefer that because, you know, there's more people playing. Because in total, just to facilitate the artillery, there's basically 7 people. Is that excessive? Oh. Worst case, you know, 2 sections, they'll just have an absolutely fucking shit fight with it. Or just dump the entire SF team and artillery component entirely, use it in a different mission later. All depend on player numbers. Kind of shit you can't really predict, but it's handy to make a contingency for. So I shall leave that as a... leave that there. Shall How's this sightline? Which one's going to be better for an autocannon? Probably this. So sure. No. Piss off, comment. Problem of using comments for reminding yourself about things. They get in the way sometimes. Alright, now I want APC BMP Ture. Oh. Did LJ's tinkering mess up the Malyutkas as well? They might be suddenly anti-aircraft. You know what that means? BTR ADA. Unfortunately, it means I'm going to put down a vehicle, pull the crew out. But that's not too much of a hassle. Because ADAs don't actually have ATGMs at all, do they? Do they? They don't actually have a snow camo. Also don't have an ADA in here. What? Ah, they do have an 8. Okay, so jungle, woodland, and winter all in one. I'm slightly confused, but okay. So yeah, it's just autocannon and machine gun, isn't it? Yeah, good. No. Possibly the most important thing to remember. Take all their fuel away so that fuckers can't just drive away from the nicely prepared fighting positions you've given them. Because they do tend to do that. Alright. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good because they're blocked from line of sight from this tank by the hill. So they can't actually really support each other, but they're still a credible threat in themselves. I might just plonk a fire team here while I think of it. Actually no, by this point they should be fully engaged, so a section would be good. Alright, a squad, whatever the fuck you want to call it. AT sections have just got RPGs, that's good. I might actually just let VCOM do what they want with these two lot. They should fortify the buildings by themselves. So there's nothing sort of really specific I want to do with it. Might actually put just a machine gun nest here as well. Oh yeah, RHS PKL and such. I was wondering how I got RHS stuff without RHS actually installed. Probably Livonia would be closest. Military. And they got the concrete bunkers by the looks. Okay, Altus ones it is. Actually no, it's Noah ones because they'll be green. Bunker small and green. Make it a bit more level. Yeah, everything feels okay, a bit wonky. It's not players using it, doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, that's an excellent field of fire. They can basically hit anything as long as it's outside 20 meters and more or less not touching the fan bags. That's excellent. Probably put a section here. Just so that give the impression the tank's not completely unsupported. I wonder if I should actually just give them like a car or two just sitting around. Not actually doing anything, but just sitting there for aesthetic effect. They might blow it up, so I better not unsim it. Other thing I'll do before I forget is put the shilker down. It's a very big shilker, but I'll change it to the slightly smaller version. Fits in neatly, yep. Okay, that's going to have a beautiful field of fire, but there's plenty of scope for the helo to actually just mask from it. All I have to do is just drop below that mountain range at all. Just essentially get low is all you really need for evading that. Yeah, because if it was on here, they'd have that, so it wouldn't be too bad either. But I think I like where it is there. And the final tank position. The actual tank in it. And that should be able to essentially blow up any building that they get close to. Yeah, I like that. It's actually going to be a decent field of fire. I was worried about that yesterday, but I reckon it'll be good looking at it. Just make it a 60. Partially because I don't want anything particularly strong if it's going to be in an ambush position. Oh yeah, look at that. Basically never going to see that if they go up here. That is a horrible position. I'm really proud of myself for finding it by accident. If that's what Bludclot intended with that little area, that's fucking genius. So yeah, firing lanes are good. I've also just realised another possibility. I can actually just delete the drivers and then they definitely can't run away. So I might do that as well as take the fuel. Did I take the fuel from the shilker? I can't remember. There's one thing I don't want moving, it's a fucking thing with something with 4 fucking autocannons. I did not take the fuel from the shilker. Excellent thinking to double check. First one I did. Just delete that. Right. What did I accidentally delete? Oh. I may have deleted the driver. This is one of the few times I actually want things to move though. Because I certainly wouldn't mind if it sees something down there and thinks, ooh, I'm going to zip down to the road and investigate. Should provide some nice puckering moments. Take the fuel out. Copy that as new. Just so I don't have to keep doing that shit. Be good cover. That's where the shilker's going to go. Okay, I want to make sure that's actually remotely level. Not looking too weird. It looks a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. As long as things don't actually blow up when I put them down. Leave me in the comments there. doesn't really make a difference, but just one of those little things I prefer to remove just to stop myself being annoyed. Can that actually shoot at the town? It's an important thing to check. Because that might be something I want to avoid, or indeed do intentionally, depending on how the mission's going. Because if there's one thing that's pleasantly terrifying in a CQB environment, it's all of a sudden a fuck ton of autocannon going off. Okay, it cannot depress to the town, good. Although, if the SF team set up there, they could be in for a bit of a surprise. The very tip there's probably a bit too small. Yeah, not quite right for it. It's got a bit of a blind spot, but that's as good a thing as any. If anything, that might actually even be an advantage. Or is this just the wrong spot for it? Maybe here. Yeah, that's better. It minimises the blind spot, makes the angle a little bit better so it's not slowed down, because otherwise it might be able to actually hit the town. Provides better coverage. Yeah, okay, I like that. Right. What artillery should I give them? I'm going to hide this building, I think. Hide, thank you. In fact, I might as well just hide that lamp as well. Okay, so this should make a nice little artillery park. I want to make sure that the AI don't call it unless I specifically do it myself, though. Under normal circumstances, I'd change side relations. I'd set those up as independent, make independent allied to OPFOR. So technically the OPFOR couldn't call it, but they also won't kill them. Not quite sure what to do with that. But I definitely want artillery as one of those kind of a feature concept of the mission. I mean, if you get there, you see, oh look, a whole bunch of artillery. I'm going to call artillery of my own on it. I'm staking a moderate amount on the idea that they're going to go here, but I'll also create just like two to 4 man patrols around the vehicles here. Hopefully they'll at least see some of it. I mean, this is kind of the best overview spot of the town, so I'd be surprised if they didn't go there. Delete that circle before somebody asks me in the mission what it is. I don't have to bullshit and just say, something. It's a thing, shut up. Because if they go down there, they're not going to have as good eyes, but they're going to be able to get eyes earlier, which could be a problem. I mean, that's not a bad Overwatch position, at least until you see that tank. I mean, that is a higher point. I'll figure it out. I wonder if civilians will actually stay in artillery. That would be a nice thing to think of. They've only got BM21s. I don't want them to have rocket arty. I want it to be regular. And I suppose the D30 counts. Yeah, I might just give them a D30 battery. Seems only fair if the players have got one. Okay. Set up, what was it, like 6 separate patrols, just like little one here, little one here, little one here, fairly big one there, teeny little one there, which is on their anticipated Overwatch position. I'm also going to garrison a couple of guys in this building just so they've got something to shoot. And they've got to do it carefully. In fact, I might just drop that back to 2. So that way, maybe they can kill both quickly. I'll even have one guy just sitting up here. One guy in the building. But yeah, the other... And then one more patrol here. Just patrolling around this little high point, because that's another one that they may end up using. Okay, what is it? CDF... Yeah, they don't actually have an armed MI8. What I might have to do is chuck down Russian one and do the crew swap again. I know for a fact the Russians definitely have one. The China Russians? No. Same thing. That's odd, I could swear they did, but evidence suggests otherwise. Helicopters... TV3. And I mean, that's actually Russian camo, so technically it's better than what I could have had, but... Any winter option for camo? Kind of like the flag green. Desert doesn't... Sometimes desert camos look quite good as snow camos, but yeah, then there's this time. Just for the sake of consistency, I think I might just make CDF and call it a day. This is what the Russian camo looks like for this theatre. That'll do. I'll also remove the fuel from it until I want it to take off. Otherwise, the second anybody gets in trouble, AI will start calling, the helo will take off, and yeah. If it looks like the player's helo is going to get in the way and start doing things, I'll give him back the fuel and get him to move right away. Won't be too much of a drama. Okay, I'm wondering how much of the AI I need to really finesse placement of. 'Cause I could just auto garrison most of them. That might be the easier way to do it, because I don't have a specific reason to manually place shit. I'll give them squad there, squad there. That's more than I was initially going to put down, but there's more buildings to cover, so if I have a fairly wide garrison radius, there should be a decent variety of defences. I'll do again, just plonk guys there to make it look like the tank supporter. Do the same for the Shilka. Put a squad where the BTR is. Probably won't garrison them. Would a UAZ with a machine gun fit in there? Now that's an interesting thought. I have a bad feeling the answer is going to be no. Ah, spoil sport. Yeah, that is not made for an armor car, I don't think. But they can stay there. Might fit in there. Also no. Oh well. I mean, I suppose they're not really... I mean, garages and houses are generally not designed for armed vehicles. I shall plonk another squad here and garrison them. They can be spread out over the buildings around here. how are we going to go for this? Squad there, squad there, squad there, 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 and there, I think. This is the Terminator line, isn't it? We're outside the AO. Might make the construction building like a radar station or something. Holy crap, this has suddenly gone bad performance-wise. It does not like this area. Oh. Okay, I've driven through this town playing normally. This must be the weird editor slowdown that's making things feel really bad. Because I've noticed the editor seems to be a bit of a performance hog of late. Yeah, I'm not sure I actually need to finesse much in the way of AI. And the little bit that I do want to, like I'd like to have a guy on here just as a bit of a surprise if they start moving this way. All of that I can just do with manually moving the garrison units. Would a Dishka have good line of sight from there, I wonder? No, a Dishka would not have good line of sight from there. The Dishka would have fucking excellent line of sight from there. Okay, this is concerning. Why is that running so bad all of a sudden? Have I found the one bugged place on this map? I've got to assume that's just the editor, because I've seen it do that sort of thing before, just not quite as pronounced. Otherwise, nice sightline's going to be ruined by that tree, so I better delete it. Hide. There we go. Yeah, you've got some really nice overwatch from that. Patrols all around. And any gaps in the patrols where the SF slip through is actually a good thing, because, you know, that's kind of what they're supposed to do. Or if for some reason I want to really, really specifically stop them going a certain way, I can spawn a patrol out of their line of sight and just move it. It should be good. I might put one more squad in here and have them garrison the outer buildings. I'll have a fire team over here. Patrol or whatever you want to fucking call them. And they can get into the buildings. You can shoot through the glass in these, I want to say. If you can't, that could be an issue. Like to the point where I need to test that right now. Okay, that should be really nice and easy to shoot. Yeah, in that way. Okay, try to find the way in. Yep, excellent. Yeah, I mean, these buildings are about the only thing on this map that actually feels a bit shit. So, you know, looking at this, I mean, look how fucking pretty this map is apart from those. Bludclot's alpha versions are better than most people's full maps. And even then, these buildings are just, you know, early versions because they're a bit more shiny, but, you know, Norwegians get the first Monday off every month, and they spend all of that time polishing their houses. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, what have I not done? Oh, I don't think I've got the respawn area. that would probably be a good thing to have. Because otherwise people will be, oh, yeah, I'm dead and can't get anywhere and can't even watch it. Okay, they can do it right here at the taxi rank. Respawn area. It is a nice little tip, by the way. Saving custom compositions for things like your respawn area and custom units. Very nice. So that did put down all of the markers. Put down the trigger. TV's actually got the variable name correctly. That's a little too high up, but trigger has the script correct, yes. Excellent. Okay, if I've forgotten anything else, I think I'm more or less done. I should probably have some sort of briefing as an excuse as to why they're shooting the shit out of each other. Maybe? I mean, the briefing could probably just be summarised to shoot because it's fun. Okay, we're back. One last thing that I've decided I had to do was give the artillery guys an ammo and repair truck just on the off chance. Ended up writing out briefings. So I'm linking it to a test mission I ran, what was it, a week ago at time of recording, when they were after a terrorist cell looking for biological and chemical weapons, and they walked into a cloud of, large green smoke and I literally decided everybody died. So I'm just building off the back of that, just a little bit of continuity, and mostly because I didn't want to have to think about anything else. Giving the commanders a rough idea of what the intention is, essentially saying it's just a showcase for laser-guided artillery and hopefully everybody else will enjoy it. And told them that they've got the option for reinserts. I'll just either teleport them and give them a truck, or they can sacrifice the air cover for a bit. Written myself some notes to remind me of what the enemy are. Essentially a reminder not to be a dick about tank spamming them. And yeah, a reminder for a couple of little features I'd like to add, like a nice helo dogfight, maybe a frogfoot doing a flyover and all. Told the pilots what airframe and weapons they've got, a rough idea of the reasoning behind the loadout. Told them there's only 3 shilkers. I haven't mentioned, however, that there's also other vehicles with autocannons. So, if they take that a little bit too literally, stiff shit. And yeah, just make sure that everybody is getting the briefings correctly. Make sure Blue Force tracker's on, because I've been turning it off in some missions. Oh, hang on, I've just thought of the last thing. I haven't actually put reg down. So what have I done wrong? Activation. Oh, idiot. Maybe if you use the correct quote. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just put it behind there. Make damn sure he doesn't run away. And for literally no reason other than aesthetics, give him a suit. Oh yes, I know. Hopefully that's going to get fixed sometime soon, because that's a bit of an annoying error. Hat grey. There we go. So original switchman. The hero that dies so we get nice mission intros. Basically I've just got it set up so anytime this particular guy dies, that's what runs the mission intro thing. So I don't have to deal with that thing where players just decide, oh, I'm just going to advance 300 meters that way and enter the trigger area. Because I've had really nice intros that I worked really hard on broken because of people doing exactly that. So I decided, fuck it, I'll do it all manually. Disadvantage, of course, is I actually have to remember to do it. but most of the time I have, and if not, tough. And yes, I think that is essentially that. Got everything. Going to manually garrison all of these at mission start, so I don't have to worry about specific setup. Got patrol set up for to harass the SF guys a little bit. There's plenty of room before they can potentially get into contact. Half tempted to add a couple of extra discos somewhere, but with the editor not exactly liking shit at the moment, wondering if maybe it's worth the effort. They got a nice one there. Is there anywhere else that really could benefit from it? It isn't already covered. Maybe there. CDF winter turrets. No, not a Zeus. Yeah, right. So they've got nice coverage on that little intersection and that little intersection. Not much else that's really worth doing. Having one there would... it might be alright. It'd be good cover for that. Half decent cover for the... Yeah, alright. One last dish, but that's the last one because otherwise you'll spoil your dinner. But they are delicious. Nope, not having any more. Gives them plenty of scope for shooting shit. Plenty of things to shoot. Couple of slightly unusual elements about it. I'm still not sure what to do with the artillery, but I may just have to manually fire them. Might be worth making sure I've got a code Zeus for that, just so I can have somebody firing the guns whilst I'm doing other things, or we can fire two guns at once. That could be more fun. And I'll delete that, although I'll almost certainly spawn one there to move in and harass them later. Because it's just a very good position to do that in, because it's almost invisible from almost everywhere except there. Oh, I'll keep that one in mind. I might actually just chuck a couple of extra cars in. There's a Dishka UAZ or two. There's a nice little base up here I might use for vehicle QRFs. Yeah, I'll just put like a BCR 60 as well. So that way, if a helo spots them and kills them, that's not a problem. And if they don't, then it will be a problem, but not for me. Hooray! That'll be a nice long run down. Also, if the SF team come this way, I can move the UAZ down and just make him basically terrify them just by having engine noise when they're getting close. Because I wouldn't see them from almost anywhere. But it would be enough to just make him have to take cover quickly. Yeah, right, I like that. Got a guy or two there. Cloud's coming quick this time of year. Got a patrol. I don't really have anything on this back road, but that's one of those things where it's technically in the AO, but it'd be a weird way to go. Particularly since they'd have to go through essentially hit the edge of the first hat in order to get there anyway. So I'm not really going to fortify that. If and when they just decide to go completely the wrong way, try to outflank everything and up to and including all of their objectives, I can just spawn a whole bunch of stuff there on the fly. It's the kind of thing I've had plenty of experience at, because people always go the wrong fucking way. Bastards. It's almost like they think for themselves. Very rude. Anyway, I reckon that's probably a good good moment to leave it there. That should give you a really good idea of how I make missions. I hope it's been remotely useful. If not, maybe vaguely entertaining in some manner that I can't quite figure out myself. Anyway, I shall leave it here, and hopefully we'll be uploading these at the same time as I upload the actual video of the mission itself, so you can go from seeing the construction to seeing how it plays out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.